Greetings, friends, and welcome to Captain Samuel's I've Got the Hots from Margaret Thatcher. Lately, I've been on a 2000 AD spree, reading all the different intellectual properties from that famous UK comic, like Tharg's Future Shocks and Judge Dredd. And while I was looking for other things that 2000 AD did, I came across this Diceman, the complete collection. So in the mid-1980s, when Dungeons & Dragons was popular, 2000 AD put out comic book games. So they were like a combination of choose your own adventure, plus you could roll some dice for combat or different effects. And there only were 5 issues of Diceman. They weren't that popular, but fortunately they were reprinted in this collection. Now there's adventures in here with popular 2000 AD IPs like Judge Dredd and Slain and Nemesis the Warlock. There's also a very special one at the end. Dun 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 dun. There's a choose your own adventure role-playing comic book in which you play as Ronald Reagan. And we're going to do a playthrough of that. All right, here we go. This latest popularity poll puts you third after Clint Eastwood. But Clint's only a mayor and I'm the president. We got to do something about this, Ed. You are Ronald Reagan in Twilight's Last Gleaming, a story game devised by Pat Mills and drawn by Hunt Emerson in 1986. A glittering social occasion. In later times, this night will be referred to on cave walls as Nuclear Eve Ball. Everyone who matters is here. Economists, bankers, heads of state. The Colonel close by your side as usual, carrying the black bag with the nuclear go codes. Bonzo, the super chimp you adopted and named after the star of your 1951 film classic, Bedtime for Bonzo. And there is a stranger at the ball, someone whose name you can't quite remember. But even as you hold the flame-headed temptress in your arms, there is a shadow hanging over you. There's a shadow hanging over me, Margaret. Oh, if only things could be the way we were. You're talking my kind of cliche, Maggie. Do we dream an impossible dream? Perhaps, but Ronnie, we climbed every mountain, walked tall, and did it our way. Excuse me, Mr. President, I must be leaving. I have a few final preparations to make. Why, sure, Mr. We hope to see you again real soon. Now we're over on this page. So tomorrow, we'll watch all our dreams turn into ashes and our hopes into feet of clay. But you mustn't give up, Mr. President. Even at this 11th hour, you can still save the world. How do you figure that, Maggie? What if you could do it all over again? What if you made different decisions this time? What if someone else was controlling your brain? What if you are Ronald Reagan? Who, me? You wanted a job, didn't you? Don't say we didn't give you opportunities, you layabouts. I want you to get on your bike and take over as President of the United States. Why not? It's about as likely as you getting a real job. But how? By following these simple rules. So pay attention, and that includes you, Twinkle Toes. Okay, it says, the object is to take on the role of Ronald Reagan, behaving as you think he would behave in different situations. To be popular with the American people and to stop the world being blown up. These 3 game elements are not necessarily compatible with each other. So make your choices with care. You have won if you reach the end and the world is still in one piece. You will need to make additions. You will need to make additions and deductions from your score sheet. To fill it in, note the following. Popularity. Okay, your popularity rating is 20 plus the roll of 1 die. So that is a 4. So my popularity is 44. See what else we got here. Sanity. Decide your sanity for yourself. Any number between 1 and 12. Whatever you honestly think is appropriate. Minus scores are not permitted to begin with. If you don't know your own mind, a good start. Roll 2 dice and note the total on your score sheet. I'll give myself an average sanity score of 6. Middle of the road there. International tension. Roll 1 die and note the score on your score sheet. So international tension is at 6. That's not good. I assume a high value is worse. Escape time. This will be explained later. Decisions made. You will have to make a note of some of your decisions as they will affect events later in the story. Important note, you are not clinically dead if you get a minus score. Keep playing, Ron. Okay, and then they've got a little score sheet down here. President of the United States of America. But I've got my little thing over here. And we're going to do escape time. And then decisions made. Okay, it says, you are now ready to take up office. Good luck, Mr. President. And for all our sakes, be careful out there. Got it? Right. Let's see if you can do any better than the president incumbent. It all began, was it really just 6 short months ago? You were flying to Honduras in Central America to watch 10,000 U.S. troops stationed there holding a mock invasion of Nicaragua. Its tiny neighbors run by the Russian-backed Sandistas. Let's see that report, Ed. It's bad, Mr. President, real bad. This latest popularity poll puts you 3rd after Clint Eastwood. But Clint's only a mayor, and I'm the president. We gotta do something about this, Ed. We've got 2 plans to boost your popularity, sir. First, we find out if you have any more famous ancestors. You'll recall that last time we discovered you were distantly related to a whole hamlet of Irishmen and to the English Queen. You mean Mag? No, sir, the other one. Second, you do a Rambo and personally lead the mock invasion. Okay, so we've got our first choice point here. Will you check out the family tree? Do a Rambo? You may choose one, both, or neither. Write down your choice and then read on. Okay, we're going to do a Rambo. And only a Rambo. And then it says, write down your choice and then read on. Air Force One lands at an American base in Honduras. I like how Air Force One has this big smiley face on it. Now, tell me what's going on here in Brazil, Ed. Puff, puff. We're continuing our program of support for the Contras, sir. The counter-revolutionaries trying to overthrow the Sandistas. Good work, Ed. It's time we stood up to the bully boys of Central Africa. But what have we got to be scared of, Ron, baby? The United States is 100 times bigger than Nicaragua. So it looks like his assistant is like an eagle and then like a monkey. Okay. Maybe that's why they should do what we tell them, Bonzo. And then there's the colonel in the background with the nuclear codes, and it's got a sign on the case that says the whammy button. Nice. If earlier you decide to take part in the military exercise, do a Rambo, then go to 13. Otherwise, read on. Okay, so we're going to skip ahead here to 13 because we chose to do a Rambo. You do a Rambo. Let's give him heck, fellers. San, -1 die. Okay, so what's written on their helmets is what happens to me. So I've lost a sanity. I'm down to 5. I've increased attention. I'm up to 7. But I've increased popularity. My popularity is now 45. People like Rambo raids, I guess. And then it says go to 7. Alright. As you watch your troops in action with the Contras, you consider how to deal with Nicaragua. Will you release more aid to the Contras, bomb Nicaragua and back a full invasion, send in U.S. troops, leave Nicaragua alone even if it becomes another Cuba? Write down your decision and then read on. Well, I think we need some entertainment value here, so we're gonna bomb Nicaragua and back a full invasion and send in U.S. troops. So I'm gonna note that down. Bomb and invade. All right. On the flight back to Washington, you tell the White House staff your decision. See to it right away, Ed. You got it, Mr. President, sir. If earlier you decide to investigate your family tree, roll 1 dice for a chance here. I didn't do that. So it says otherwise just go on to 15. So let's go ahead and do that. Alrighty. A few days later, you tell America your plans for Nicaragua. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only President of the United States. Razzmatazz, clap, clap, clap. My fellow Americans, guess what we're going to do? And we're going to tell them that we're going to bomb Nicaragua and send in U.S. troops. So that says go to 26 and 27. So we'll head on over to there. All right. The result is misery and death for ordinary Nicaraguans. Oh, no. Does that actually happen in other countries when the United States bombed them? I feel like this is an educational experience for us all. All right. So sanity is now down to 4. Tension is now up to 8. Oh, and popularity is down 4. Wah, 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 wah. Roll 2 dice for a chance. If it's a 2, 3, or 4, go to 76. Otherwise, go to 80. So I did, in fact, get a 4. So that says go to 76. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. It says, thanks to you, the Sandistas are overthrown and the Contras gain power. You announce peace in Central America. All right, so I feel like I got pretty lucky on that. So tension is down 1 to 7. And popularity is up 2. We're up to 43 for popularity. Some of this font is a little hard to read. When I actually read the reviews for this online before I decided to buy it, people were writing in the comments, oh, the font is hard to read, and there's true. There's something there that's a bit inscrutable. I don't know what it says. Hopefully it's not important. That says go to 86, which is over here. But by interfering in the affairs of Nicaragua, you have destabilized other Latin American countries. Oh no! We're not going to get any more Brazilian solar punk. Roll 2 dice for a chance. If it's a 2, 3, or 4, there is more trouble in the region. Ruh-roh. Okay, so we got... Does that mean if 1 is a 3, or if combined it's a 2 or 3? We'll say that there's more trouble in the region. So that gives us another tension. It's back up to 8. Otherwise, things remain calm. Go to 21. Okay, here we are over at panel 21. Several weeks pass during which your advisors advise, your fixers fix, and your arrangers arrange for another summit with Soviet Premier Gorbachev. If your tension rating is 18 or more, go to 98. And my tension is 8. So otherwise go to 37. So that's where we're headed. You greet the Soviet Big Cheese for the summit. How will you greet him? Welcome to Washington. Welcome to Moscow. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Yes. We are saying welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Go to 89. 89. You say to Gorbachev, welcome to the Pleasure Dome. -2 sanity. So it actually says there is sand -2 dice. So that means I roll 2 dice and subtract the value, or just take 2 away? It's a little bit unclear and hard to read. Alright, so now we're going to go back to 48. You get down to the serious business of arms negotiation. Will you try for a 50% cut in both sides' warheads, a 50% cut in both sides' warheads and a ban on Star Wars, a reduction in Soviet SS-20 and U.S. cruise missiles, refusal to reduce anything? Nah, dog, we're not reducing anything. Reduce nothing. USA! USA! Write down your decision and read on. The day wears on. Okay, you've got the 2 generals in the background, and they're saying to each other, show me yours and I'll show you mine. And they both got the nuclear code boxes. Nice. So there they are. They're sitting in front of the fireplace. And on. Now the two generals in the background are poking each other in the belly button. And on. It's nearly 10 o'clock. Your bedtime. Will you say, to heck with it and go to bed? Doodle horsies and pretend to be listening? Have a jelly bean and try to concentrate? Talk to Gorbachev about your old movies. Let's see. Yeah, I'm done, bro. I'm going to bed. I'm a famous celebrity. I gotta go to bed. I don't have time for this negotiation crap. Now I'll go to 78. Here we go. If you did not or refused earlier to reduce anything, go to 97. All right, so all that legalese doesn't matter. I refuse to reduce anything. We're headed over here to 97. You failed to reach agreement with the Soviets on arms control. Sanity is -1. Okay, -1 die, so I guess it does mean roll the dice. So we'll just start doing that now. So that's -4, so we are at -2 sanity. And tensions are now +1 die. So that's another 4. So tensions are up to 12. And popularity is -1 die. That's a 5. So we're down to 38 popularity. Believe that? I'm still popular with about 38% of the people. Huh. However, you managed to patch things up with Gorbachev enough to make a friendly farewell speech. Go to 57. Oh, good. Speech time. Here we go. Take a look at this. Later at a farewell banquet for the Russians, my fellow mannequins and Russians, we have today set light to the dove of peace. Set light to the dove of peace. Yes! Soon each and every one of us will no longer... oh, man, and everyone in the audience, I know it's hard to see, but they're like beating the crap out of each other. No longer, we're no longer... Nancy, I forgot what comes next. Well, honey, in the usual way, with an old movie line. Okay. And so, Premier Gribblechip, as I know you're a fan of old movies, like all decent folk, you won't mind my using a great line as my get-off. On the subject of arms control, I'd just like to say one thing to you. Which famous old movie will you pick a line from? Rambo, Gone with the Wind, any John Wayne, pick Casablanca, Magnum Force, or Superman? Let's go with Rambo again. All right, so that says go to 41. So we're choosing Rambo again. And that is... the quote from Rambo is... Sanity, -2 dice. Here we go. All right, 2 3s. That's 6. So we are at -8 sanity. All right. Now it says go to 28. I feel like I'm doing a good job as president. I feel like I'm holding it down. Several months pass, during which there is trouble elsewhere in the world. Uh-oh. Tension +3 dice. Trouble elsewhere in the world? Oh, come on. What? Are there like issues in the Middle East or something? So that's 10 +1, that's 11. So now tension is up to 23. Oh, geez. This is too much work being president. It's a pain in the ass. Okay. And now the fateful day has arrived. The ball at the White House for Britain's Prime Minister. Oh, Malcolm, Prime Minister's coming over, buddy. A splendid evening, Mr. and Mrs. President. Why, thank you, Mrs. or Miss... Who is this person? Oh, Ronald, surely you haven't forgotten me. If you think it's Queen Margaret, go to 23A. Princess David, go to 23B. Or Mrs. Genghis Khan, go to 23C. Yeah, we're heading to 23C to meet Mrs. Genghis Khan. And it says, Mrs. Genghis Khan, sanity +6. Somehow by calling her Mrs. Genghis Khan, I gained 6 sanity. I guess that's like Margaret Thatcher, I guess? Wasn't she like a super far right-wing British Prime Minister around when Reagan was president? So I guess calling her Mrs. Genghis Khan, she liked that and was accurate. Okay, there we go. Do you want to dance with her, or do you have something else in mind? Okay, something else in mind, if you know what I mean. We're going to write that down. All right. Then go to 52. Yes. Hopefully we're going to get a little bit of romance here. Oh, you would, eh? Uh-oh. She doesn't like that. I got clunked over the head by something. And the press caught it, too. This priceless moment is caught by the world's press, and your appalling suggestion causes a public scandal. Oh, come on. President Reagan trying to get it going with Margaret Thatcher is a scandal. That's nothing in 2025. Okay, here we go. Loss of popularity minus 12. Wah, 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 wah. So we're down to 26. And will you now smooth things over by dancing with her? Or will you hit the zizzer? I don't know what the zizzer is, but we're hitting that. We're hitting the zizzer. We're heading on over to 24. As you leave the gathering, you are confronted by Bill Casey, director of the CIA, and a bunch of spooks. This guy's head says, "Come home, Iggy." I don't understand that reference. Hey, what is it, Bill? Security check, Mr. President. If your popularity is 12 or less, minus 26, it's okay, Mr. President. For a moment, we weren't sure, but now there's no doubt. Negative 2. You are definitely Ronald Reagan. Okay, and the CIA are all like the Three Stooges. You go upstairs and take a bath. Go to 14. So apparently, I've heard that if you act too sensical or intelligent in this game, you actually lose, because Ronald Reagan would never make like sensible decisions in real life. Okay, 14. You play with your Contra Piranha speedboat, giving it support from your helicopter gunship. Yeah. Roll one die for a chance. Okay, let's see what we got. And that was a 3. Go to 68. Your bath time tactics are hotting up. You get a strike. Your gunship takes out a bottle of your hair dye. Whoops! Oh, Jiminy. The bath fills with black dye. Suddenly, Mr. President, you're going to die. Now, how did you know, Ed? You've been peeking through the keyhole again? That's weird. The Russians have launched a decapitation attack. Oh, you mean they're going after Cap Weinberger? No, you. We've just received a report of a nuclear missile from a Soviet sub heading straight for Washington. Oh, what do you know? How long we got, Ed? At most 17 minutes impact. But if it's on a low trajectory, we got 3 minutes. Make a note. 30 seconds have passed. And read the hysterical note at frame 73. Okay, so 30 seconds passed. And hysterical note at frame 73. Hysterical note. Oh my God. In the event of a nuclear war, a decapitation attack on Washington is quite likely. The plan to deal with it is as follows. The president must stop what he's doing at once, get out of the White House, and be rushed by helicopter to nearby Andrews Air Force Base, a journey of 7 minutes, where his airborne command post is waiting to take off before it's blown up on the runway. The president then directs the nuclear war from his flying bunker and stays in the air until it's all over. Snivel, we're all doomed. Okay, all right. I'm in control. Phew. With this incredibly sophisticated plan in mind, will you call Mr. Gorbachev on the hotline in case it's a ghastly mistake or a computer error? It's happened before. Get fully dressed and escape. Grab a towel to put around you and get out fast. Yeah, let's do a little bit of streaking. 85. We're just covering ourselves with a towel. If earlier you knocked over your hair dye, go to 64, which we did. So we're heading over to 64. You race towards your helicopter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Look A black man wearing the mask of our beloved leader. It can't be Rawhide, no radar bleep. You usually wear a radar device so you can be tracked at all times. Read on. Some kind of nut. You know Secret Service rules. Yeah, no warning shots. Blam, back at us, pow, pow, pow. Hold you guys, it is Rawhide. He took off his aerial to have a bath. Yipes. Red's in the flower pot said. By the time they realized the mistake, 2 minutes have passed. You join Nancy on board the helicopter. Alright, so that's... I'll just write time passed. And that is 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Okay, but as you take off, another figure scuttles into view. Oh no, it's Margaret Thatcher, she's back. Squawk, wait for me, squawk. Will you regretfully leave her behind? Order the helicopter to land and wait for her. Rambo-like, pull her to safety. Yeah, I kind of want to save her because I kind of feel like I might get a second chance of doing the presidential squash with Margaret Thatcher here. So I'm going to be a gentleman, order the helicopter to land and wait for her. So let's go to 91. The helicopter lands again and picks Mrs. Thatcher up. Okay, so it was Margaret Thatcher. This takes 2 minutes. So now time has passed 4:30. Go to 32. All right, here we are at 32. The helicopter makes for Andrews Air Force Base. 32. The helicopter makes for Andrews Air Force Base. Roll 2 dice for chance. If it's 2, 3, or 4, and 3 more minutes have gone by, go to 92 gulp. Alright, so I got a 3. I don't know if that's total or not. We'll do read on. Yeah, this video's running long. Let's go to 92 gulp. Let's see what we get here. If tension is 10 or more, which it is, minus 23, go to 108. Okay, so we're heading over to panel 108. Uh-oh, we haven't been on this side of this chart yet. Here we go. Before you go any further, a Soviet nuke explodes. Your president ends here. Unhappy ending. Spafam. Stone Age, anyone? Look at this guy. The monkey is like, what is going on? The monkey is like surfboarding on the shock waves of the nuclear cloud. Yes. All right. Well, there you go, everyone. Vote for me. I feel like I did a good job holding it down for Ronald Reagan. Yeah. All right. There you go. This has been a playthrough of You Are Ronald Reagan, part of the 2000 AD Diceman collection. Hope you had fun. Thanks for watching.